What's up, Pika Puffs? Apologize in advance for the noise that is outside. Rude. So anyway, today we're gonna do the first episode of Character Crackdown, but this is less of a character crackdown than it is a bit of an intro to this Character Crackdown course. See what I did there? So basically, I'm just gonna try and explain everything having to do with this alternate universe that I've created in the best way I can. For that, I had two major things I needed to do. One, which is the thing to do with any webcomic or animation or whatever, is you have to sketch. You have to sketch. No matter what, you gotta sketch. Some people are more comfortable doing it on, Photoshop, Paint Tool Side, Manga Studio, whatever. Or, like me, I'm more comfortable doing it with a pencil and actual physical paper. So the second thing that you need is a notebook, a legal pad, a journal, whatever it is that you're most comfortable with. Again, it is all about what the creator is most comfortable with. It's different for everybody. For me, it's a legal pad, and I use this legal pad to write down ideas and just kind of keep the story flow going. The pad isn't specifically for writing the story, it's just to kind of like key points in the story, and then you build on those key points and it becomes like the map for your rough draft, if that makes sense. So this is my legal pad. I haven't had it for that long. I also mark the dates of when I start writing. And I normally don't do outline stuff like this because I used to just go, oh my god, just write the story already. But I want this to be good. Like, I know what I want the end product to be. I know how I want the beginning to start out, but I don't quite have that middle part set in yet, I'm sure like a lot of writers can relate to this type of struggle. You know what you want, you know what you're starting with, but you just don't know how to get there, and it's understandable. It's okay. So I'm hoping that this will actually help a lot of people, be able to find that writer's path and not the writer's wrath. To kind of give you an overview of what your surroundings are going to be in this webcomic or animation or however it's going to start out, it's kind of like an afterlife thing, where trainers and their Pokemon, for example, say if in your past life, your main training partner, or in this case, your main Pokemon, was, a Mareep, of all things. And then you evolve with that Mareep, and you grow, and you train, you get stronger, and you love each other, and, whenever that bond gets really strong, the spirits of both the trainer and the Pokemon kind of combine as one when that trainer passes away. And I hate to admit it, but the majority of the characters in this webcomic are actually young teenagers, ages like 16 to, really, really early 20s. And so, the pajama part of the story comes from exactly what I'm wearing, these footsie, top to bottom pajamas. So because, this made-up person that I'm thinking of, because this person trained with Mareep, in the afterlife, you would wake up and then you would have a onesie pajama made in the design of your Mareep, because in essence you have become one with this Pokemon because of the strong bond you two had in the living world. To answer the obvious, mythical Pokemon still exist, legendary Pokemon still exist, so nobody is a legendary and nobody is like, fused with a mythical. We're still able to kind of interact with the legendaries and the mythicals. For example, one character, I'm not trying to spoil too much, actually has a lasting bond with Latias. I'll expand on that in another episode, but just know it is possible. And note that this afterlife isn't like, heaven or hell or anything like that. It's not purgatory either. It's just kind of a bridge. So you're still able to age, albeit very slowly, and you're still able to die. But you can't die from natural causes or anything like that. They're still battling, they're still breeding, probably not trading. You can evolve, and if this isn't obvious enough, to train, you're able to use moves that relate to your type, and you can learn new moves that relate to your type. Which reminds me, type effectiveness is still very much a thing in this world. Water can still hurt fire, fire can still hurt grass, grass will not be very effective against fire, and fire will not be very effective against water. It's still the same basic principles. So I kind of explained the plot that I'm trying to come up with here that's not too revealing. So there's a lot going on with the legendary Pokemon. They feel that there is something brewing. Legendaries are disappearing left and right, and of course that's going to cause shifts in between the living world as well as this bridge world. Most ghost and dark types, as well as poison types, maybe even dragon types, those regarded as, being very, strong and somewhat scary, are basically being blamed for it. This is going to affect a couple of characters in the main circle. Another one of our main characters is still quite very young, almost would be considered underdeveloped in this world, because at the point where she is, she should already be evolved, but she isn't. So it's up to our two main characters to try and figure out what's going on, try to fix it. Of course, that character development is going to go along with that whole story. And they discover things about themselves along the way, like one may be too grown, one may not be grown enough. Now, as far as sketches go, I haven't done a lot of digital sketches, but the very first sketch I can definitely say was for this, because it was just for humor and comedic effect, would be this one. It's me, that's Anichu, and that's Umbrichu. That was so wrong. Not Umbrichu. I'm an idiot. Alright, so then you have this one. It's a, kind of funny example of how moves can be used just on a much smaller scale. Because as this started, I didn't think this was going to be an actual story that I wanted to do. It was just going to be, something small and silly. And a lot of the characters in this story are based after people I know in real life. So basically, I just kind of, cheapified them and put these onesies on for Pokemon that, we can mutually agree that fit them. For example, one of my friends, she used to really love to be on her phone, so I made her a Diglett. So she's kind of like the informant, because she's always in the know-how of what's going on around this world. Here's a nice colored one that I did with me and Dialga. I thought it was really pretty. And just another kind of humorous thing or representation of how moves can be used to a certain degree. I thought that was actually really fun to make. And this is an example of how regular Pokemon are able to interact with mythicals as well as also interact with legendaries. Now this one is my absolute favorite. It is one of my friends I drew as every evolution there is minus Sylveon, because I made her sister Sylveon. And each one has very much different personalities. This one kind of acts as like a baby picture, and then it kind of shows like, how different she could have been if she were to choose any one of these evolutions. And another important thing, Pokemon can Mega Evolve in this world. This is one of my friends, a Tyranitar, and as you can see, he has his little Mega Stone here, and one of the main characters has a Keystone, so we can use Mega Evolve Pokemon to our advantage in the fight against who's ever framing these types. Again, more examples of interacting with mythicals in a fun, kind of cute way. These are actually supposed to be concept sketches for animation that I wanted to do. Boy, there's a lot of stuff from high school in here. I think I posted some of these on Twitter, but these are just little sketches of, mythicals and, just seeing how well we can interact with them. Like this one's Latias. Okay, so in short, I am really excited to just really get the gears going with this thing. I am writing the chapters, I am sketching more, I am writing some more on that legal pad, so I just really want all this to kind of piece together. And so then we can finally get the character development kind of going, because, as I learn and grow with this community, I'll be able to learn and grow with this webcomic. Okay, so that is all I had for today. Well, there is one more thing that I need to say before I leave here. In the description of this channel, I did mention art. I know that was art that I just showed you, but to give a little bit more art, one of my friends on Twitter, @Beldum, he has a Alolan Form Fakemon contest going on right now. The rules are on his Twitter page, but if you're even considering it, I would go ahead and do it. Because let's be real, making fan art is fun, and be able to create your own Pokemon makes you feel like you're part of Game Freak and you're actually contributing. And especially with these Alolan forms coming out, it's kind of widening the spectrum for even more creativity and more just, thinking. So I'd highly recommend giving his contest a go. I signed up for it, a couple of my friends signed up for it, so I think you should do it too. That's all I got for today. Bye, Pika Pass!